What they didn't know then is that the government of Peru was about to declare a state of emergency because of the growing threat of floods below and of landslides above. And conditions only worsened, not just torrential rain, but for some, altitude sickness and exhaustion. So when they reached their final campsite, it seemed the worst was over. After 3 exhausting days, Machu Picchu was now just one sleep and a few hours climb away.
Hiking for like 8 hours. We were just ready to lay down and go to sleep, have some food and go to sleep. And we came up and there's 4 tents all in a row and then the big kitchen tent. And it was, I mean, literally like 5 inches from the tent to the edge of the cliff. The only thing I was thinking about is, like, in the middle of the night, if I have to get up, don't walk straight out the tent, you know, go to the left or go to the right. Just don't walk straight out.
Nice campsite. What do you think?
That last night, there was a farewell ceremony like this one at dinner, with goodbyes from trekkers to their porters and the cook.
Everybody line up.
And envelopes with tips to say thanks for a safe trip. But after dinner that night, they would be told a state of emergency had indeed been declared. The signs of the deteriorating situation all around them. That night, Washington and the other guides met to decide the safest way off the mountain. Continue on to Machu Picchu, or turn around and go back.
And we're thinking, you know, we just hiked 4 days, and you want us to turn back? And we were all kind of bummed out. We were thinking, I hope he says we're going to go for it, you know.
Meanwhile, the young women from Argentina had finished their farewell beers, Lucia Ramallo among them, and climbed into the cliffside tents to sleep. Nikita and Daryl were about 30 feet away. Then, in the middle of the night, somewhere above, the pounding rain unleashed a landslide. Out of the darkness, rocks crashed onto the trail where the trekkers were sleeping, narrowly missing Nikita and Daryl, making a direct hit on one of the Argentine tents.
They landed on top of the 2 girls. They killed the one girl and crushed the other girl's arm.
Lucia Ramallo died instantly. This photograph, taken just hours earlier, was the last of her life. It was before dawn, still dark and pouring rain, and the question now was even more pressing. Go ahead or back? While the Argentine group and their guides came to grips with the tragedy, Daryl, Nikita, and the others just wanted to get on the trail as soon as possible to accomplish what they'd come for. Their guide, Washington, agreed. When they set out for Machu Picchu at 4:30, it was still dark and wet.
It was raining hard. We were all getting soaking wet. You know, we just kept hiking. We all had our heads down.
They'd been trekking for an hour or so, midway to Machu Picchu, with Washington in the rear to make sure no one lagged behind.
And then that's when the chaos all happened, the avalanche.
Again, above them, the rocks gave way.
Here's the cliff, and then you got your trail on the edge, and then there's just boulders coming down the side of the mountain. From the rain, they had come loose, and they just came down. And when I looked up, there's boulders all over the place.
Their guide, Washington, had time enough only to push the trekker in front of him out of the way and shout a single word.
We heard him yell, "Run! Run!" And then when we turned around, he was gone.
We all started just screaming out, like, Washington, Washington, you know, like, can you hear us? And ran back to the spot, and his backpack was laying on the cliff, and you could see it ripped his poncho off, and his jacket and hat were all laying in the bushes. You could see right where he slid down. And
now, with rocks crashing around him, Daryl ran back through the landslide zone to their final campsite, where the women from Argentina were still in shock, to warn them about the danger ahead.
And they look at me and they go, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, my guy just went over the cliff, just got hit by a rock." And they were just like, "Oh, I can't believe it, another person just died," you know.
It was a matter of seconds, you know. If I had stopped and tied my shoe, you know, it could have been me, it could have been Daryl, it could have been any of us.
Nikita Haining and Daryl Buchanan were marooned in the Andes for several days, along with thousands of others, before being evacuated by helicopter.
Here we are, man. We're flying the fuck out of here.
Though they say they will never forget what happened at Machu Picchu that day, they insist there's no one to blame for those terrible events on the Inca Trail.
Well, it's changed me a little bit, that's for sure. You know, it's sad. It was a sad day up there. A lot of people lost their lives. It's tragedy. But is it going to stop me from traveling or doing anything I'm going to do? No. I'm still going to do what I want to do, and that's travel and see the world.
Larga vida, Washington. Un abrazo grande para ti. De veras que yo siempre te tengo presente como mi primer fan de mi arte, del canto, de la música. Y para ti, Guachicito, donde quiera que estés, yo estoy seguro que siempre nos vas a acompañar, siempre nos vas a iluminar con esa carisma que tenías. Guachi, para ti, con mucho cariño. Orlando Samanés.
La amistad que hemos tenido y realmente apreciamos tu amistad que perdurará por siempre. Eso lo dice tu amigo Quique Gavilán Pollo. Gracias.
Audio Jungle.